Welcome back. Good to see you today. Welcome to Cooking with Chef James. Last show we did a play on what I miss, home. We did a play on the St. Paul sandwich. I'm still missing home though, so I'm gonna do another sandwich. We're gonna make a tripe sandwich. Some of you guys probably like, tripe? What? A sandwich out of it? Yeah, we're gonna do tripe. What you do, most of the time you find tripe used in a lot of Mexican cuisines and soups and things like that. So what we're gonna do is what we do best. We're gonna fry it. Like I told you last time, you can just about fry anything and it's gonna come out like, woo. So what we're doing here, tripe, it's kind of tough, so you wanna break it down and cook it. So what I have back here is, I've been cooking this approximately about 3 to 3.5 hours to break it down and get it nice and tender. So I have this back here, it's nice and steamy. We're going simple ingredients: 2 eggs, some flour, pickles, onions, and what they do is they put it on, like I told you last week, good old bread. Anybody can get some white bread. You put it on some bread, slap that on there with some hot sauce and onions and mustard. Woo-wee! So I'm still missing home, so I'm gonna take you back home with me to St. Louis, and we're gonna make us a fried tripe sandwich. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get our eggs out. 2 large eggs. Get those cracked open. And you got a little skills, you can do it with one hand. Bam! And if you don't do it. I don't want all your eggshells in your bowl. We're gonna get us some flour. It's almost making like a little pancake batter. Whisk that up, mix that together. So in my tripe back there, I seasoned the water that I let it cook down in, so I don't really have to add anything to this. And I just seasoned it with some salt, pepper, a little paprika, a little seasoning salt, just to give it some flavor, as if I was gonna make a soup. Dang, just right there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a tripe sandwich and soup with that beef stock. That is beef tripe, so you get a lot of good flavors from it. So I don't like to waste, so we're gonna get our tripe out of the boil. And it left all that goodness in there, and we're gonna make us a nice beef soup. We're gonna add a couple of fresh veggies and herbs to it. We're gonna go from there. So you wanna get this almost consistent, like a pancake batter almost. And what the egg does is help it adhere to the tripe. Now, don't judge me. When I take it out of there, it might not look like what you may want, but roll with me to the end, to the finished product. So, get this going. And once again, if you're visiting your family in St. Louis, you tell them you was watching Chef James, or you visit the web on Instagram, Cooking with Chef James, and you seen him make a tripe sandwich, and you want to go try a tripe sandwich. Or if you just want to do it at home, let me know. So I'm gonna add a little more flour to it. And we just go until we get it consistent with a light pancake batter. And our ingredients are simple. So the actual cook time on this, once we get the tripe battered up and everything to a nice crispiness, that 3 to 5 minute mark, because it's already done. All we're doing is we're gonna crisp it up. But the prep time is where you get to work. You wanna just put it in there and leave it alone. Just 3 hours, you got something else to do. Put your tripe on, let it cook down. So I'm gonna get my cutting board here. I got my batter pretty much, like I said, a good pancake batter. We got that going. Get that out. Move him out the way. Once we got our pickle, onion, hot sauce, and mustard. Pickle, onion, hot sauce, and mustard. Whew. Now, if you don't like mustard, I don't know what to tell you. You can just put the hot sauce on there, but I like it all. All right. Now, my tripe, like I told you, it has been cooking approximately 3 hours, so it's broken down nice and tender. We want to get that out, let as much of the juice drain off of it, because we add that juice to that hot oil, it's just going to pop everywhere. And you can see it's almost just falling apart. That's how you know it's done. It's nice and tender. Get it on our cutting board. And I'm going to save some of this for our soup too. So, you got all that good broth left in there. We're gonna use that. Soup and sandwich today, St. Louis style. Chef James style, actually, huh? All right. So what we want to do here, just want to get us some nice little pieces. You see how easy that fell apart? Nice and tender. Get that down. And we don't want no big chunks. We want to be able to make us a nice sandwich with it. And you say, where did you find this? It found me. And if you know anything about tripe, or if you don't, it is the beef tripe. There's several versions of tripe. This is beef tripe that I chose to use today. And it is the lining of the cow's stomach. I think we as people learn to use everything, along with a couple of other cultures. So instead of throwing it away, we just perfect making food, making things edible. I'm sure when you went to grandma's house, or you was at your aunt's house and there wasn't nothing to eat, or it didn't seem like it was, grandma, aunt, mom, they made it something to eat. So this is one of those things. So like I said, we want to get as much of that juice off of there. And yes, we are finna put it in some more, but we don't want that liquid, that water. So get that over here. And our temperature on our oil, nice 360. We're gonna get that right in there. And for a nice sandwich, about two nice pieces. Get that all nice in there. And from there, I'm just going to use my board. So, get that down. I'm going to wash my hands. Give me a new plate. Going to put all our extra little pieces over here. Kind of out of the way for a minute. I'm going to add some flour to my board, and we're going to dredge it in flour. It's almost like making like a chicken fried steak or something of that nature. It's going to have a nice crust on it, nice and silky in the inside. And once again, one of St. Louis best kept secrets, and it may be somewhere else, but that's the only place I've had it. So we're going to get this out of there into the flour. Dredge it. It's one piece down. Into the flour, cover it. And it is good to eat right now just like that. Like I said, a lot of cuisines make it and they just incorporate it in the soup. Like I said, we'll do a soup and a sandwich today. Get this on in there. So I'm gonna wash my hands here. And the soup just came to me at the end, so excuse me, it's hot in the kitchen. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. But I'm good. I'm good. So back here, this don't take long. Once again, it's gonna crisp up like chicken fried steak or something like that. You want it to get nice and crispy. Get our cutting board out the way. Get our batter out the way. Let's see here. Wipe our area up a little bit. Good clean kitchen. So we have this nice broth back here. Whew. Didn't intend on making a soup, but why not? When you got all this good stuff ready to go. So I got some scallions, some green onions. I'm gonna just cut those on the bias. You say a bias, what you mean? Just on a nice little slant. That way, that's how you get those little slithers right there. So I got a little pepper for spice, a little spice. Once again, we're gonna get those the same cut. And we ain't gonna go too hot. We ain't gonna go too hot. And let's see here. I think I have some fresh cilantro and parsley just to give it that extra kick. What do you know? Anytime you get any herbs, you want to wash them before you store them away, because some of this stuff can get pretty nasty coming out the garden. And what we just gonna do, we just gonna rough chop it. Our tripe is frying away over there. Parsley, cilantro, it's a great aroma. I messed it up, didn't I? It's a great aromatic. So we want to get all that in our bowl. Get that in there. We're gonna come back to some of our tripe. It's nice and tender. Hey, players mess up. So, excuse me, don't judge me. Let me get that right in there. Little tidbits. And let's see here. We're gonna turn our tripe over. Once again, we're going for the crispy. The crispier, the better. Got that going. Let's see. And I was using this to test my tenderness and taste that juice from the soup. So I just want to rinse it. I did have it in the sink. Take my bowl over. And all those tidbits from cooking that for 3 hours, they're in here. So we just want to get that in there. Nice fall day. It's not a heavy soup, full of flavors. Get that in our bowl. And there we go. We got a nice little soup there. Sit that, throw it out of the way. I'm gonna just hit it with a little pinch of salt. Get all this out the way. Our sandwich is just about done. So, just like our last sandwich, we're gonna put this on some white bread. We got our parchment paper again. Remember that comes into play. We got our bread, but this time, hot sauce, mayo, and that's it. And that's it. No, hot sauce, mustard, and onion. No mayo, I'm sorry. So we're gonna get our mustard on our bread. And you can be generous if you like mustard or if you don't. I like mustard. Spread that on there. And all these meals are easy. As you can see, about 10-15 minutes max. When you're frying, it does get hot in the kitchen, so you know, a good indicator that it's nice and crispy is floating. And just for the sake of draining some of the grease, we're going to sit it on the parchment paper. We're going to turn off our fire. So onions, pickles, hot sauce. I'm going to cut us a little onion up, a little pickle up. Get that onion on there.